Welcome back to another episode of Jason's Bricks and 5, where we discuss LEGO content in videos of around 5 minutes. Today we have a special treat. We are going to review probably what might be the oldest set I will ever review, and most likely the smallest one. We're going to review set 435, the tipper truck. This also can be found in number 612. It was released with two different set numbers based on the region. 435, I believe, was the US version. And this is a set from 1975. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this and see what we think. Starting off with the build experience, this set contains just 17 pieces, and the build is very much a throwback to the days of the LEGO builds from my early childhood. The techniques are very rudimentary compared to today's building standards, but the LEGO hobby was in a very different place, as was the target market for the LEGO consumers. The instructions are also a throwback from the early days of LEGO, where the build was laid out on a single double-sided one-page sheet. But overall, I found the build to be an enjoyable, quick throwback. The second category we usually discuss are the details, and to be honest, there is not much to this set in the way of details. It's more about the utility of the build, as it was common with items of this era. It definitely has a dated look from the early days of LEGO, with not only the build layout, but also the red, yellow, and blue color scheme. Now, as for displayability or playability, this set is from a time when displayability was not a thing for LEGO sets. It was all about playability and creativity with the parts and your imagination. The set features are basically it drives, and the tipper hauls and dumps stuff. However, oddly, there seems to be an increase in displayability from a nostalgic perspective, as it looks so different and rudimentary from the current sets of today. Now, as for minifigures, this set was from the time before the birth of the LEGO minifigure, so naturally there are not any included, nor is it the correct scale for a minifigure. The next category we usually discuss is the uniqueness. The most unique thing about this set, in my opinion, is how this small nondescript set from the mid-70s has a niche cult following due mainly to one collector, Brickzar. He has amassed a massive collection of over 1,800 tipper trucks, which has actually made the set or parts very difficult to find, at least in the US. Not only has this pursuit of the set decreased the supply, it's led to lots of YouTube content that would not otherwise exist, an official, unofficial tipper truck YouTube channel, knockoff channels, and merchandise. All of this has made this little set truly become the little truck that could. And finally, that brings us to the value. I believe the original retail price for this set was $2.49 US. Today, if you want to pick up this set, you're looking at around $40 to $50 for a new sealed copy, but you can probably get one for about $5 or less used. That is, if you are not in the United States. In the US, you'll probably look to pay closer to $15 to $20 for a used copy. It can all be pieced together, but many of these parts are no longer produced by LEGO, which makes the supply difficult to find at best, especially with one person tracking them all down. So now it's just time for my final thoughts to wrap up. It's a lot of fun to actually have this set. There's the set itself, there's not really anything special about it, I'll be honest. You know, it's really like a lot of the vintage LEGO vehicles. You know, it's kind of nondescript, but it's kind of got this cult following, and that's kind of the thing that really drove me to purchase this, I'll be honest. You know, this little tiny tipper truck has created a whole channel and this small following of people that follow this tipper truck army. So it's very fun to see that, and to know that I have a couple here, because in full disclosure, I did not open my sealed set. I mean, it's like 40, almost 50 years old. So I am, 50. I am not going to open this. When I got the parts, there was really just 3 things I needed to finish it, because I had the wheels and, you know, the headlights from my vintage sets from when I was a kid. So it was really just the tipper, the windshield, and the plate for the body that I needed. So I was able to get this assembled somewhat easily, and I'm not going to open this, but it's super cool. You know, these vintage boxes are really neat because the set could actually fit in there. You know, so it could actually be a storage. You know, the flap opens up, but it's just a really neat piece of LEGO history. You know, and I think it's just got a little bit of a coolness factor because it's this random set that has all of a sudden become somewhat difficult to find. Like I said, there's nothing special about it other than someone loved this set, started collecting them, and then other people decided they wanted some, and it's just become something difficult to find. So, and that's really what the hobby is all about, right? It's collecting what you like. A lot of it's going to be based on your memories of when you were a child and those things that really bring you joy. So that is going to do it for my review on the tipper truck. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Jason's Bricks in 5. Happy building!